These 8 useful English words will boost your everyday fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. The old camera had sat in the lost and found box for almost a year. No one ever came for it. The morning Maya finally opened the back and found a roll of film still inside, she had no idea she was holding a love story or that it would lead her to a stranger's door. Maya ran the lost and found desk at a small seaside hotel. People left the strangest things behind. Her shelves were a clutter of single gloves, paperbacks, sunglasses, and toys. Most of it nobody ever missed. But the battered silver camera, buried at the back of the clutter, had always intrigued her. It was an old film camera, scratched and heavy. The label on the bottom had faded until the name was gone. For months, Maya had wondered who it belonged to. At last, her curiosity won, and she took the film to be developed, just for a glimpse of whoever had owned it. When the pictures came back, Maya spread them across the desk. Each one was a small glimpse into a life. A gray-haired man and a smiling woman stood together on piers, on cliffs, outside little cafes. They held hands in every single frame. Maya was intrigued. Who were they? But as she sorted the photos by date, her smile faded. In the early ones, the woman looked well and happy. In each later picture, she grew thinner, paler, more frail. She leaned harder on the man's arm. By the end, she sat in a wheelchair, a blanket over her knees, frail but still smiling up at him. And the man never left her side. In every shot, his eyes were on her, never on the camera. He pushed her chair along the seafront. He tucked the blanket round her. He was, Maya thought, the most devoted husband she had ever seen. Whoever he was, he had stayed devoted to that woman until the very end. Then the pictures simply stopped. The last frame on the roll showed an empty bench facing the sea with no one in it at all. Maya stared at it for a long time. Something about that empty bench made her chest ache. She could not just leave the camera in the box now. She was far too intrigued to stop. She decided to trace the owner and give it back. On the back of one photo, in shaky writing, was the name of a street. It was all she had to go on. It took 2 days off work and a long bus ride, but Maya traced the street to a row of quiet houses by the shore. She knocked on doors and showed the photo. At the 4th house, an old neighbor nodded slowly. "That's Mr. Bell," she said. "He's been looking everywhere for that camera." Mr. Bell opened his door a moment later. He was frail and stooped, with kind, tired eyes. When he saw the camera in Maya's hands, his eyes filled with tears. "I thought it was gone," he whispered. "I thought I'd lost the last of her." He had carried that camera on every holiday for 40 years, he said. The pictures were the only ones he had of his wife, Edith, who had died the winter before. He had left the camera on a bus the same week, and with it, he believed, the last images of her face. He had searched for months, then given up. Maya handed him the developed photos. His hands shook as he turned them over, one by one. Every glimpse of Edith returned to him at last. Then he reached the final picture, the empty bench, and he laughed softly through his tears. "That was our bench," he said. "I took that one the morning after the funeral. I sat where we always sat, and I took a picture of the empty seat beside me, so I would never forget she had been there." He looked up at Maya. "You didn't just bring back a camera. You brought her back to me." Maya had only meant to clear out an old box. Instead, she had reunited a lonely man with the one thing he could not bear to lose. As she walked back to the bus stop, the bright sea beside her, she thought that some lost things are not junk at all. Some are a whole life, waiting to be reunited with the person who lost it. Mr. Bell wrote to the hotel a week later. Inside the envelope was the photo of the empty bench, and on the back, in his shaky hand, just 3 words. "Thank you, Maya." She keeps it on her desk to this very day. Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out. A noun for a messy, untidy pile of scattered things. It's the heap of stuff that builds up on a desk you never tidy. Maya's lost and found shelves were full of this. Gloves, books, toys. The old camera lay buried in the what at the back of the shelf?
The word is clutter.
His desk was lost under a clutter of papers and mugs. A verb meaning to slowly lose color, light, or strength. It's what bright curtains do after years in the strong sun. The name on the camera had done this until it could not be read. The old label had begun to do what until the letters vanished?
The word is fade.
The photograph had begun to fade after years in the light. A noun for a quick, brief look at something. It's the fast peek you catch of a face through a passing train window. Each photo gave Maya one of these into a stranger's life. The pictures offered only a what of the couple's long life together?
The word is glimpse.
She caught a quick glimpse of the sea between the buildings. An adjective meaning weak, delicate, and easily harmed. Think of a very old person who can barely lift a heavy teacup. In the later photos, the man's wife grew thin, pale, and Edith looked what kind of in her wheelchair, with a blanket across her knees.
The word is frail.
Her grandmother was frail, but still walked to the shop daily. A verb meaning to find someone or something by following clues. It's how detectives follow a trail of evidence to a missing person. Maya did this to the camera's owner using a name on a photo. She set out to do what? Follow the clues to the stranger and return what he had lost?
The word is trace.
Police managed to trace the caller through an old phone bill. An adjective meaning deeply loving, loyal, and giving all your attention. Think of a partner who never once leaves your side in hard times. In every photo, the man cared for his wife like this. He was a what kind of husband? One who put Edith before everything else?
The word is devoted.
She was a devoted mother who gave her children everything. A verb meaning to bring people or things back together again. It's the moment a lost dog is finally returned to its family. Maya did this for the man and his only pictures of his late wife. She was able to do what? Bring the old man back together with the camera he had lost.
The word is reunite.
The charity helped reunite the boy with his birth family. A verb meaning to fascinate someone and make them very curious. It's what an unsolved riddle does, pulling your mind back again and again. The mysterious camera did this to Maya for months on end. The strange photos began to do what to her until she simply had to know more?
The word is intrigue.
The locked door at the end of the hall intrigued the children. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Clutter. Fade. Glimpse. Frail. Trace. Devoted. Reunite. Intrigue.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.